Good morning, good morning. I know it's early and it's Friday and it's a weird time for me to come on here live, but today I have another little technique I want to show you. I told you during the month of July I was going to continue to come on every Wednesday as usual and every Friday because I just had so much I wanted to show during this catalog cycle. And today's going to be a special technique. But first, I want to make a little announcement. So, Close to My Heart has come up in their new catalog in the very back. There are a couple of pages that present the special. Now, this is the special for August, and it is called Gnomes for Autumn. So if you're into gnomes, that's a cool thing, but I am not exactly into gnomes. I don't have to buy everything gnome, but this pack is great for even if you don't love gnomes like me, but I still think they're cute. I just don't have to buy them all that I see. But anyway, so in the back of the catalog, they have this, and this little QR code will, if you snap it with your phone, it'll take you to the page on the Close to My Heart website where it shows the current special. So as this special changes, you'll be able to see the current special that way if you don't know where to find it otherwise. Anyway, this is called Gnomes for Autumn, and it is from August 1st to September 30th, and it is a really nice fall paper pack. I can't decide if I like it better than the paper pack that's in the current catalog. Let me grab it really quick. They're a little bit different in color, and so you have some options here, right? So the current paper pack here is what is in the July August catalog. I kind of like it with the browns and the scarlet. It's very nice. I love it. This one is a little lighter, and I'm going to show you some pages I made during convention using it. The thing is about this special is that it is introducing some new product early, and one of those things is the color pumpkin, which is very much like the old autumn terracotta. So if you have Gold Rush, if you have the old Gold Rush, it's very similar. Or autumn terracotta is a little redder than this, but it's close. So you would, you might have a color in your palette that looks a lot like this, or this may be a new color for you. And so I wanted to show you that they're going to introduce that color in August early. And then they're also introducing this really cool thin cut that makes this gnome. And I feel like if you just cut these little braids off here, you could make a man gnome, so it's really cute. And then a couple of stamp sets during this special. So I want to show you the products really quick. So one is this stamp set, which we used often. This one has thin cuts as the sunflowers and the pumpkin. This pack would be great for those sunflower photos. It also introduces those cork shapes. Do you remember those from like last year? We had some cork shapes during this time of year, and they peel out and they're sticky backed. And so you just have to be really careful when you peel them out so that you don't tear the image. Although even if you tear it, they go right back together and you can't see the seam, so that's great. And then the paper pack itself has a sticker sheet, which you can see I used a lot of mine. And then I have a layout that we did during convention that I thought we might do together if you like it. I might even do it using this pack with the one for August. But this one is really cute with that little gnome. Now see, you wouldn't have to use the gnome, and then there would be nothing gnomey on the whole page that I've shown so far. And then this layout is fun because it uses little 2-inch squares of all the different papers. And again, this flips over, so you wouldn't have to use anything that has a gnome on it if you didn't want to. So that is the paper pack. Now let me just show you. It's going to come up with bundles. You're going to see them. There's a bundle of all of the items. You can buy everything for like $80, and it can't be paid for with the VIP money because it's already 20% off, which is a special, a promotion. And so you earn VIP cash on it, but you can't pay for it that way. Anyway, so there's the stamp sets that are really cute, and you get the stamp set and thin cut and the cork shapes and the little gnome. I really think I'm gonna get this gnome. Out of all the gnomes I've seen, I like the idea of building it myself, and I love that little sunflower girl. So that's appealing. There's going to be a scrapbooking workshop that was created by one of the makers, so that there's directions to it and everything. And there is a card making workshop that you can follow along with made by one of the makers, if you like that. And so the card making work bundle is like $25, and you get the messages and the cork shapes and the envelopes along with these papers. So it's just something that they're introducing a little early, and I thought that was worth showing. It's really cool. I like that they're introducing a color a little early. The other color you may notice in our set is acorn. And if you really look close at that special, you'll see this special called limeade, or the paper called limeade in there too. We're not supposed to introduce new colors, but by introducing that special in August, Close to My Heart has essentially released 3 of the new colors, and if you look, you can see them, so you might peek online. So this is the card I want to show today. This is the technique I want to show today. I think it's really pretty. I posted it to the Close to My Heart maker site, and I got hundreds of loves, little hearts, because it's a simple thing, and it looks not simple, right? It does not look simple at all. So let's make that. I'm going to put that off to the side for a minute, and I want to show you what I've done. So I made stacks, and this one I did with black instead of, here I used craft paper. I have a lot of craft, and I thought, that I should use that up, so basically what I did was I cut this piece 4 by 4, that's the center, and then this piece is 4.5 by 4.5, and then this piece is 5 by 5. So each one of these is 1/2 inch off from the other. So 4, 4.5, and 5. And you could make this any size you wanted. If you wanted to make this fit on an A2 card, you could totally do that. And then for the mats, I took black and I just cut it 1/4 inch larger. So this one, instead of 4, it's 4 1/4. And then when I mount that, see, it'll give me a 1/8 inch border all around. So each one of these is 1/4 inch bigger. So this was 4.5. This is 4 3/4. This one is 5. This one is 5 1/4. So that's how I did the mats. So I'm going to set the mats off camera for a minute, and we're going to work on this one. So let me get my little adhesive dots here. These are just little dots, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit of dots there, and I'm going to center these 3 panels together. I just want them to be held in place. I could use tape, but why not? You know, these are easy to pop apart. They're not super permanent yet. And you can kind of see, I have the 3 layers like that, and they're fairly even all around. Okay, now for this next part, I want to use the Operation Smile set. The Operation Smile is close to my heart's charity, and every year they come out with a stamp set that has a lot of messages related to smiles. They send groups out on mission trips to pay for cleft palate repairs. I'm gonna do these leaves possibly too, so I'm gonna get another block. So I have them all on blocks here. Anyway, they do cleft palate repairs, and it only costs like $250 to donate to pay for 1 cleft palate repair. So we, you know, even rounding up your orders, it adds up. It does matter. It does count. It's great. Okay, so we're going to do that first. And I already cut out of our stamp of the month, a bee, okay? I went ahead and fussy cut him, her, whatever. And I have it sitting here separate. All right, so you need something cushy, a magazine, a foam cushion. I'm gonna flip my Versamat over, and there's foam on the back, so that gives me a little cushion. And then I also have the foam piece that comes in the stamp sets, okay? And I'm gonna use Intense Black today. You could use archival black. You could use any other black that you have that is okay for watercolor. And I'm going to start with the biggest image. So basically, I just want to make sure it's inked up really well. And I've used this image a lot, so I don't have to do anything special to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it going off the side like this. And I'm going to push really hard because we're doing 3 layers of cardstock that are uneven, right? So I want to make sure I push, and you can see it give in my cushion. And so what you end up with is an image that crosses over all 3 pieces like that. Now, if you don't get like a perfect image, and it just, like, you feel like it didn't take next to the edges, don't sweat it. Just don't even worry about it. It won't show. We're just making a design pattern here. I'm gonna put this one like this. And again, push, 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 push. And I'm not rocking my stamp, but I'm pushing on the edges extra hard where there's unevenness, just to make sure I try to get as much of a image as I can. I'm gonna clean this off. I have my stamp chamois here. All right, now I want to do a little bit of something around the border, and I have a couple of different flowers I could use, and I don't, honestly, I don't care which one I use because I'm gonna color them anyway. Again, I'm pushing hard on that side, and I'm gonna do another one over here, like that. Clean it off. And I think I'm gonna go ahead. Do I want another flower? And see how, okay, that one I didn't push as much, and you can kind of see there's a little, it's almost like a little white stripe there. It won't show in, especially after we put our mats on, but I'm just trying to avoid that if I can. But, you know, whatever. Obviously not trying to avoid it too hard, or I wouldn't have done it. And then I think I'm gonna put just a few little leaves right here. There we go. I like it. All right, I think that's good for the stamping. Now, sorry, I'm cleaning my stamps off as I go, so I don't have to do that later. I'm bad about, I don't like to leave archival or intense black ink on my stamps because it does stain them. And I want to wipe off this where I got the extra ink too, so I can reuse it. I like to keep one of these kind of handy on my table so I can just grab it if I need to. Okay, the next part is a little messy. I'm going to leave these together, and I'm going to put my Versamat away, and I'm going to use my all-purpose mat. This all-purpose mat is like almost like a I don't know if it's Teflon. I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely a slick surface that resists art supplies and stuff. And so I have my re-inkers out. Now you do not have to use re-inkers. You can use your ink pads like we've shown in the past, right? I'm going to start with a little bit of avocado. The thing about re-inkers is you never use them all, right? If you buy re-inkers, yes, you'll re-ink your ink pads at some point, but you won't use very much. I mean, you could re-ink your ink pads 1,000,000 times, right? And you would still not use it all. So this is a great use for re-inkers. This is pure color. This is water in my water brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that color. I don't want it to be, you know, like full on necessarily, but I want to start where I want the darkest color, and that is with the stripes. And I'm just gonna watercolor, and then I'm just gonna, as you add more water, it lightens up. So I'll show you what I mean here as I go. I'm a little sloppy, as you can see. Okay, so I started dark in the center, and then I just went out to the edges. I'm gonna do the same kind of thing here on these. Dark. If any of you have ever had a card from me, you might, if you look really close at it, you might notice I'm not the neatest always when it comes to coloring, because I don't think it has to be perfect. And then I'm just gonna bring that color everywhere. And the nice thing about using this as a watercolor is that you don't have to be an artist either. I mean, you don't have to be like to blend the colors together. You don't have to be perfect at that. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the darker color again, and I'm just gonna go down. This is just the pure color. I'm just gonna go down the lines because I think it gives it even more definition. I really like that. And then I'm gonna do the other leaves in sage just to give it a little difference. Now I have my microfiber cloth. I'm just gonna wipe that off. And now I'm gonna do a dot of sage. Notice how much I put there and how much I used. Very little, right? So sage, I'm just gonna go on all of the other leaves like this. and color those in. So this is the most time-consuming part, and it doesn't have to be that time-consuming. You can do this fairly quickly, and like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, because once it's in that like background area, it's not the first thing you notice when your card is done. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm just coloring in. So something really, we have like all this wind this morning. I don't know why, it's so hot. And yet we have all this wind blowing, but something big just hit the house. I don't know if you heard that, but we have these like huge sycamore trees, and there's always crap falling out of them, big branches and leaves, and oh my gosh, it's such a hassle to clean up after them. So that'll be something else we do possibly today or tomorrow. We may wait till tomorrow. We'll see, because today is supposed to be around 100 degrees again. I always find the heat index thing so interesting, because they say like heat index is like 109 yesterday, and I was like, it felt like you're breathing water. The heat index talks about humidity, I guess, so it's just crazy. Okay, so you can see I'm being fairly sloppy here. I'm not like taking my time and making these perfect, but you sure can. There's no reason why you can't. If you enjoy coloring, I like the look of it. Now I'm gonna put solid color just down the middle of some of these leaves like this, just to give it a little more dimension, just so it looks like I colored it better than I really did. So anyway, hi Kelly, how are you doing? How did your craft show or craft sale go? I was really hoping to make it there, and I just didn't. I probably could have bought tons of stuff. I'm a sucker for people's old supplies. I love finding them at garage sales, and people are so anxious to get rid of everything, which is so awesome for me, because now I also purge, but there are a few things I've had for, over 30 years, because I love them so much. I can't part. But a lot of, to me, there are Christmas sets and floral sets that, they kind of get to be kind of similar year after year. And so I don't have any trouble purging those so much. All right, we're ready to do flowers. Ballerina is our lightest pink, and I'm just going to mix a little water in there, and I think I'll do, I don't know, I'll do these and the rose looking one in pink. So I'm glad did you have a good turnout? That's the big question. It looked like you advertised pretty well, so that was good. I have trouble at garage sales selling stuff, because I don't get the crafters that I need. So last time I purged, I went through the Daisy Lane sale, and I sold tons. And my check was, I want to say close to $300. Nowhere near what I actually paid for the stuff in the first place, of course, but I enjoyed it while I had it, and I have to keep thinking myself that way. I don't like it when people price their stuff like it's brand new. Even if they've never used it before, it's not really brand new unless everybody's seeking it out for some reason. Like if it was a hard to find thing or something at the time, then I get it. but it always bothered me that every now and then around here in my neighborhood, the Stampin' Up! People, in our neighborhood especially, like to price their stuff at full price or more, which is like, why are you doing that? You're not gonna sell it. Maybe they don't, maybe that's the point, and they're not sure about selling it. So, yeah, I purged so well this last spring sale that I did not leave anything left for their September sale. But I found so many great deals when I went there to shop that I decided I was going to go back for sure. I can spend money. I don't have to sell it all, but I kind of like making cards that are super unique and things that are more interactive and maybe have puns or fun sayings. I like to make people laugh, and so that is one of those things that I'm always looking for. Okay, so I have a couple of different yellows. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I should be coloring my bee too. Let me do yellow first. This is a honey butter yellow. I'm just gonna wipe this off on my rag so that I don't mix pink with it. Although, would that really be the end of the world? Probably not. Yeah, honey butter is a little gold for me for this project, so I may have to switch to the other. I can always add more water to it, and that lightens it up a bit. But okay, maybe I'll just put this in the shadow areas for now, and then I'll get out the other. I'm sure you don't want to watch me color all day long. That was one thing I thought, oh, on Fridays, this is going to be a quickie, 15 or 20 minute technique thing. And I'm like, can I do anything that's only 15 or 20 minutes? What's wrong with me? Okay, there's that. Now I'm gonna add some water, and I want to do my bee here. There we go. I think I might do the centers too. Now I'm just touching these with this. I'm not like doing mega coloring on this, okay? But I do want it a little colored in, because this will be my focal point of my card. So if I'm gonna spend time on anything, it's gonna be on the bee. Okay, wipe that off. Let me try a little Sundance. Sundance is more of a golden, it's more of a golden color, which you will see here in a minute. And I'm just gonna put a drop of water there and then pick up a little bit of color, and I'm just gonna shade my bee a little, like here. Now I could have used lemonade. I really like this little bee. I just do. All right, I'm gonna really water this down a lot because I don't want a ton of color. I want it more yellowish, and using more water will do that. Although I am not using any kind of special paper. This is just white daisy. And so if you use too much water, it will start to curl on you, or it'll be soft and it'll be easy to tear. So keep that in mind when you're doing this watercolor that you actually don't want to use it. I don't have a ton of water here. I mean, let's face it, I have a drop of water, but you don't want a ton of water saturating your paper. Hi, Denise. So you'll be happy to hear I'm actually gonna try to finish the bathroom in this house today. It is my goal we have to stay inside because it's so nasty anyway. And I'm like, well, that was supposed to be a leaf. I'm gonna make it yellow. And so I decided we have to finish the tile in the shower. That's basically all we have left. And the house is done after tiling. So I'm like, okay, I really need to do this. Why are we putting it off? It's taking us forever. I'm gonna do a little more ballerina so I can finish my bee here. Now, a little water, but not much. And I'm just gonna dab onto here. So I tiled our kitchen and Steve cut the tiles while I put them up. And I really love working on projects like that if we're working well together. There are days we are not working well together. He does his thing, I do my thing, and then we argue all day long. Or I argue all day long because it drives me crazy when he is off doing something and we're not like clicking. But I'm convinced today is the day. We're gonna be working together well. And we need to get it done. And we both know it. So, all right. There's that. All right, honestly, almost done. But geesh, does it take like forever or what? I'm gonna put a drop of avocado. I should have done this while I did my other flowers. I'm just gonna dab onto the leaves, dot, dot, pick up color, dot, dot, dot. And I'm gonna leave some of the flowers white. So like daisies, you know what I mean? So I don't have to color all of them. And dot, 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 dot. It's quiet in here. I didn't bring Moose over with me. And usually he is getting into mischief while I'm trying to focus on making a card or something. He's pretty good now that he's a little older. He's not quite as crazy as he was, but I gotta tell you, he has his moments still. Dang it. You guys should tell me when I miss one. I'm like, why didn't I do those? I think I'm focusing on other things. I was trying to figure out what the heck fell in our house. I heard this boing, big boom, and I looked outside to see if there was a branch. Okay, good enough. Good. Okay. All right, we're done coloring. I'm done coloring. Put that away, put my re-inkers away. That's what you use re-inkers for, though, by the way, is using them like little paint. Right? Okay, so now we have our 4 by 4, we have our 4.5 and our 5, right? And then I'm gonna pull back in our mats. So we have our 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/4. And now, basically, I'm just going to attach these. Now, keep in mind that your pieces might be a little damp, and some people will use like a heat gun or something just to heat them up before they start gluing, because you know, but mine are not really too damp. And I this one was the worst. Of course, it has the most water on it. You can tell that was a little wet because my adhesive stuck to it. Okay. Now you have 3 layers. Now, if you want to mail this in the mail, you just attach, you line it back up again. You may have to, you know, turn it or whatever, but you basically line it back up again where the images kind of, you can see where they start and stop, where this little stem, this little leaf, you know, you just kind of have to turn it. When I made the original card, I just laid them willy-nilly, and I had to like turn, trying to find the spot. And then on this one, I put fun foam in between each layer so that it has a little dimension and it looks like a little pyramid kind of. This one I'm going to make flat, just for the sake of time, but I think I'm out of goo. I'm out of juice for that one. Always have another one handy. All right, so I'm gonna put this back here, make sure I'm lining up my little flowers. Boom. Okay, and then lining up my little flowers. I make that look easier than it was when I screwed up this one and had them all turned and wonky. It took me forever to line. I kept turning it. Okay, so for my bee, I want the wings bent and curled a little. And then I'm just gonna put adhesive on the center. Now you could use a little piece of foam. That one's pretty wet. That'll work. I'm just gonna put it like this. And then my adhesive is only on the body of the bee, and then this is up a little bit and it's dimensional. Now, when I put that in an envelope, it'll flatten and it'll probably look like that when the person gets it. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to take a little piece of adhesive, a dot. That way, you know, even if it gets squished down, it's still gonna look a little dimensional, right? Now, the other thing that it needs is a message, and I love the messages in the Stamp of the Month. You could use hi, you could use you're the bee's knees, just because, celebrate every moment like I did on this one. And I like this little thinking of you, and it kind of gets lost in that background. So it needs some black. See, look at me with 3 different adhesives at hand. I always have adhesive all over the place. I always have at least my tape gun and my liquid adhesive nearby. Okay, not perfect, but okay. And I'm just gonna put a little glue on that. I like it right there. Now the other thing that I kind of like, now I need to put this on a 6x6 card base and I didn't get one out, but you can see where there will be white showing around the edge, or whatever color I use. I may put it on a green, like a sage green or something, because I think that will look really good. I have been using a lot of my sequins up, you know, I mean, gosh, do they last just forever, sequins? They sure seem like it. So I have these gold sequins. They're from like last year, and I'm still using them, and I love them. But I'm like, if I don't start using them, they're just going to be sitting in my drawer forever. So I'm going to put some sequins on, and you can, I have that little wax pick tool that I'm using, and I'm just gonna put those in place. And you can use any size you want. I really like the tiny ones like that. I feel like this one's too big. Let me use a smaller one. Or maybe it doesn't need it. I kind of like something there though. The other thing that would look good is just stickles, just plain glitter glue, and then just let it dry. All right, there's that. Put my pick tool away. I gotta put stuff away as I use it, or oh my gosh, my desk will be crazy. All right, so there you go. There is my fast card for the day. That's my technique today. And don't forget, Denise, to watch from the beginning so that you can see the special for August that's coming up. It's really cute. You might like it. And I'll probably show it again Wednesday too. But neat. All right. I am off to do some house, remodeling stuff. Ugh. Have a great day and try to stay cool. I'm envious of you guys who have pools and stuff. Bye-bye.